Hey everybody, what's up? Now there's this outfit called Fix the Debt. I've spoken about these guys before. This is basically a slick public relations campaign which is backed by a bunch of, I would say, finance people, Wall Street people, and these sort of right wing, not just right wing, but these policy wonk types who have been pushing for a long time via this outfit to cut the debt. Okay, they put out a lot of these scary and very misleading statements about the debt of the U.S., which of course I have explained in the past. There is no debt. Everything was paid for in dollars, and that 20 trillion, which is the sum total of all government spending since 1789, the beginning of the republic, minus all the dollars that were taken away through taxation. That 20 trillion resides in the hands of the non-government, domestic and foreign, and that is a part of their assets. Okay. And it is held, those dollars are held in the form of treasuries, which basically are dollars with a term and a coupon. And, to switch treasuries back into reserves or cash dollars, that's a simple bookkeeping entry by the Fed. It's nothing. Okay. But anyway, these fix the debt guys, they're very active on Twitter, and they put out these kind of very misleading and scary statements. So here's one that they put out today. They said in 1992, the debt was 42, I believe they said, or 45% of GDP, and now it is 77% of GDP. So, and they're talking about the debt in the hands of the public. They're not talking about the debt owned by the Fed. So anyway, that's their scary statement that they put out, trying to get people worried that the debt has somehow mushroomed to a level that is going to be unable to manage. And of course, that is nonsense. So if you look back and you compare economic realities between 1992 and 2018, where the debt has almost doubled, we see that unemployment is lower today than it was in 1992. Interest rates are lower today than they were in 1992. Inflation is lower today than it was in 1992. The dollar is higher today than it was in 1992. Okay? And economic output, real economic output, that means the sum total of all things we produce, is almost twice as large. It was 9.8 trillion in 1992, and now it's almost about 20 trillion, or it is 20 trillion. So, if you're going to make a claim, if you're going to make an argument, and if your argument is that somehow this expansion, this mushrooming in the debt has been is something very, very dangerous, is something we ought to look out for, and something that we need to take care of and manage, then you should have some rationale or some evidence that you can point to show that since the debt has nearly doubled, conditions have deteriorated, reflecting that. But of course, they completely ignore that. Now, I posted up my Twitter response with those facts that I just stated to you. But you would think that if you were going to make an argument, you would have some evidence to back that argument up. And clearly, they have no evidence whatsoever. And if you look at the actual evidence, you will see that conditions have greatly improved. Now, I'm not saying that the wealth that has been created, the real wealth and financial wealth, has been evenly distributed, but that has nothing to do with the debt. That has to do with specific policies that have led to an unequal distribution of that wealth and that income. But the fact of the matter is, if the debt is almost doubled and you have inflation down and interest rates down and unemployment down and the dollar up and economic output, real economic output, adjusted for inflation, at almost twice the level of what it was back then when the debt was lower, then how can you make an argument that the debt is somehow bad? So this outfit is 100% in the business of fear-mongering and spreading propaganda. And the people behind it, like I said, they're financial types, Wall Street types, and their whole modus operandi is to engage in a campaign of fear-mongering so as to lead to policies that would require massive cuts in government spending, specifically to social programs, which they know would result in large-scale liquidation of assets that they would be able to go in and pick up on the cheap. It would lead to privatizations that they know they could be involved in, and more wealth accumulation on their part. This is a very slick campaign, people, a very slick campaign. And for those of you who are inclined to do so, if you want to follow Fix the Debt, and it's at Fix the Debt on Twitter, and rebut and fight against this campaign, because it's going to affect all of us. Now, for me, I know how to operate in a situation like that. If it ever came to be that we saw massive cuts under the guise of quote-unquote fixing the debt, I know how to make money from that. My subscribers will know how to make money from that as well. But most people, the vast majority of Americans, and I might add many Americans who support this concept just because they are, ill-informed about it, they would get hurt by this. So fight against it. Anyway, more education about MMT. Sign up for my 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. Go to pitbulleconomics.com and sign up today. See you guys later. Bye-bye.